watching Play Replay with Async. Today I just kind of want to do more of a open video, just talking about what I'd like to do in the future with this channel and everything, and try to give my thoughts on where I want to go and some of the aspects of things that I'd like to get into. Most of the videos I put out on here are just kind of me talking about things that I'm really kind of into, or things I see going on in pop culture, in movies and stuff like that, which is pretty much what I'd like to focus on this. I kind of would like this channel to be kind of a channel kind of open to a lot of different things. I know the YouTube algorithms don't really like it when you do that, but I really like video games, and I like to play video games or talk about video games, and I would like to be able to do both. But I also, on the other hand, want to talk about movies and maybe some TV shows that I'm into at the time. And I also like to do like the why is this not a movie type of thing, where I talk about like H.P. Lovecraft, why is this not a movie, or like different books that I've seen that would be great as a movie and, is not. Those are things that all that stuff kind of mixes together for me into one thing, and that's what I want this channel to be. But I know that the YouTube algorithm likes you to focus on one thing and just one thing alone. Just talk about movies on one channel, talk about video games on another channel, and talk about all these, separate everything up into individual categories. It's just kind of irritating, because in real life, people don't have like a conversation about one thing and then they just move on and they talk about another thing. I'm not a robot, so I just tend to think, why not just talk about the things I'm into like a nerd, and just basically just give my thoughts and whatever, and ask the community of you guys to, kind of give your comments and kind of talk back and forth with me in the comment section. And tell me what you think, and I know some people might disagree with me, and that's fine, because everybody has the right to have an opinion. So we shouldn't be silencing people over their opinions. That they have a right. So some people are just passionate about what they believe, and other people are passionate about what they believe. Okay, that's fine. That's great. But I just would like to have a communication between me and a community of people that are into similar things, like movies and like Star Wars or whatever, major things, and just kind of talk back and forth about what's going on in pop culture, in movies and sci-fi movies and whatever you're into, and video games and stuff like that. Because that's just something I always like to talk about. I can't really talk about that in my personal life with a lot of people. So I just really want to have like a community of people that I can really just kind of open up and just kind of say, yeah, here's the thing. And for me, there's another aspect, and I'm sure a lot of people will just run and flee and run scared away from, and that is Christianity. I'm a Christian. That doesn't mean I'm perfect. I'm not a perfect person. In fact, a lot of the stuff I like in movies is not a Christian thing. In fact, in video games, a lot of that is not Christian either. But I am still able to be, able to comment on the culture around me and kind of see it for what it is. So, a real Christian should not be scared of the society and just call everything satanic. A real Christian should be able to look the thing in the eye and go, okay, this is what this is, and this is what this is, and this is what this is, and not be scared and back down every time somebody has a differing opinion and gets offended, And that's the way I am. I don't believe in, if you're offended by what I believe in, I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. You cannot push your religion of what you believe onto me, and I'm not trying to push it onto you. I'm just telling you on this channel how I feel and how I believe according to the Bible, And I haven't really gone into the Christianity too much, because I know that chases people away, because for some reason, Christians are the enemy of the world. But, you could talk about Islam, you could talk about Buddha, you could talk about all these other things. Perfectly fine, perfectly okay. But as soon as you get into talking about Christ, everyone's uncomfortable and they think you're being judgmental, which is ridiculous because usually that means they're judging you for being a Christian. I don't understand why Christianity is the most hated thing, but it seems like that's the truth. Now, if I was talking about UFOs all day long and how I want to believe in UFOs, I'd get lots of views and I'd get a lot of people that are on, yeah. But when it comes to talking about Christ, that's just frowned upon. So that's another thing, and I'm sure that just chased a bunch of people away right there. It's not like I have a lot of subscribers right now anyway, so it's fine, whatever. But I just believe that there's these things all kind of mix because basically movies and music and TV shows and all that stuff are all downstream from politics, and politics seems to be taking over the world, which I can't stand. As far as I'm concerned, I'm a political atheist. I hate politics in all of our everything, in our movies, TV, just preaching at us. I'm so tired of politics. Just keep it out of my life. I'm just tired of it. Because politics is destroying more people's lives, but we're not supposed to talk about politics or religion. Are those the two things that changed the world? I think so. Because politicians can write a bill that could destroy your life or make it better. And Christianity or religion is the thing that people have complete faith in, and that's just what people believe in. If you start talking about how you can't talk about the thing that you believe in, now you're literally picking at a person's soul and telling them to shut their soul up. Basically, quiet down. You're not supposed to have a soul, That's basically how I feel about that. So when somebody tells me don't talk about politics and don't talk about spirituality or Christianity for me, you're basically telling me to shut up. Everything about me to shut up. Now, I'm not going to get into politics here because I'm a political atheist, like I said. I do not believe in a political structure that is going to save the world, and nor did Jesus Christ, for that matter. He didn't talk about how, you should vote for the guy against Caesar. That would be a good idea. No, he didn't talk about none of that. No, he just said go out into the world and change hearts and minds. That's what he said. He didn't go and say pick a political party. He wasn't picking sides. He's saying just treat people basically treat people as you want to be treated, which is not offensive as far as I'm concerned. If I want to be treated good, I'm going to treat you good, right? What's offensive about that? And he basically said go out in the world and talk to people like that, and try to get people to understand that there are morals to society and there are rules that God created himself that man has tried to copy time and time again. So I'm not going to I don't want to get into all that. I don't know how I got on started on all that, but I just wanted to just mention that because there's a lot of the hatred for that stuff out there. And I don't want to talk about politics on here because I'm not a fan of either party. So don't put me in a box and put me in any party. If I say something bad about Biden, I'm not in Trump's camp. And if I say something bad about Trump, I'm not in Biden's camp. So get the boxes and stop labeling me and stop putting me into boxes, because that's the way I see it. Whenever some media source that's probably controlled by the CIA sits there and labels somebody a conspiracy theorist or something like that, then suddenly they put them in a box. They can put you in a box. They're supposed to be the most loving and tolerant people, but for some reason they put you in a box, which is exactly what they say that they don't want to do, but they do it. It's like, okay, so stop putting people in boxes. So that's just my thing that I'm passionate about, but that's not really what I want to talk about. Is I just want to move this show into just being able to talk freely and not have to go through like a whole thing about this, thing or that thing or whatever, like movies, like, I don't want to be stuck on one movie. I'd like to do the show where it's just kind of open to wherever I want to talk about this today and this today, and make it more easy to actually do these shows for me, because I do a lot of work in the back behind the scenes. This camera stuff, this is the easy stuff. Now I realize I'm not the best speaker and everything. I kind of suck at speaking, and my memory isn't the greatest sometimes. So, I mean, that's just how it is. But when I do these things, I put a lot of work in to try to actually show things. I try not to use a lot of video because I found out that I put up a video and then 5 minutes later, there's a copyright claim or whatever. And it's like, oh my God. And even if it's your own like music or whatever you use at the beginning, there's like a copyright claim. It's like, or if it's royalty free music, it's royalty free. That means nobody owns it. It's just free for anybody to use. Then suddenly copyright claim. It's like, oh my God. So between all of that and YouTube trying to make it kind of hard on everybody so that they can't put up a video without, making it unmonetized, which is exactly what they want. They don't want you getting money for your videos. But that's kind of what I want to do. I want to get my videos, past 1,000 subscribers, and I want to monetize this. And that's what everybody should do, as far as I'm concerned, because why not? I mean, is there something, why not monetize the stuff that you work hard on? So anyway, and that doesn't make you guys have to pay anything. That just means that YouTube has ad whatever revenue or whatever, and whatever else. If I have like some company that I believe in to sponsor the show or whatever, then I'll do that. But it's only if I believe in them. But that's down the road. This is far down the road probably. But I'm just trying to give you, the viewer, an honest assessment of what I'm about, So the next thing is I'd like to be able to communicate with the community, and I'm trying to. I haven't set up a locals account. Well, I set it up, but I haven't like put my bank account and that information in yet. So to do anything, and I wouldn't probably do anything too crazy on there. I'm still trying to feel it out and try to understand locals, because it sounds like some kind of a dating site, which it's not. It's a thing where you can actually make money off of your content or whatever, and it's kind of cool actually. There's a lot of people on there. Geeks and Gamers is on there, and like Nerderotic and people like that, people in the same kind of community that I kind of try to be in, I guess. I'm not trying to like be in their community specifically, but the nerd community and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool that locals is a thing, and they're not censoring people, because I know there's a lot of censorship going on nowadays. But basically that kind of gives you the ability to communicate with your community, and they can also reward you with, they can give you money or whatever for whatever. I don't even know how that works, so I'm not even going to talk on that too much because I'm still trying to understand it. And I'm going to start trying to get interviews coming up here too. I'm trying to set up my computer so that I can do interviews with, and a friend of mine is helping me out because I'm kind of an old person when it comes to this stuff. I just got a new mic. I'll show it to you right here if it doesn't make too much noise. Anyway, I just got a new mic, so the show might sound a little better, because I realize sometimes me talking is kind of like echoey and crappy, but I'm in a room also without any rugs or anything, so that kind of sucks. And I also have dogs that make noises in the background constantly too, so I have to edit that out a lot of times. But my friend anyway that I'm working with here on the like the interview, or trying to set up with not trying to set up interviews, but trying to show me how to learn OBS, because that's the free software I want to try out first. I know people want to say go to Streamlabs and get that, but that's like $20 a month. I just don't have the money right now. I'm not rich. This show might look good maybe, but I am definitely not rich, so I don't have a lot of money for all that stuff. But I would like to be able to do interviews with some of these people I kind of look up to on YouTube, actually. There's a few people that I'm interested in talking to and kind of picking their brain. And there's some people that I also want to bring on just because I want to support what they're doing, because I believe in what they're doing. I know Drunk 3PO, he's got a book he's pushing right now, whatever it's called. I can't remember the thing. I can't think of it right now. I'm gonna butcher it, but I can't really promote it then, can I? So anyway, but he's got something coming out, and I really like what he's doing. He does a lot of great work for kids and stuff, charity work and stuff like that, and building places for kids. He does a lot of great stuff. So I like that type of stuff, and I want to support people like that. And I'm not going to get into all the people that I know about and I'm into and I listen to or watch or whatever on YouTube, but this is not going to be their show. I'm just saying that these are some people that I kind of would like to interview and just kind of talk to, because I think they're great people. Some of these people's shows might have, swearing and stuff on it, and I try not to do that much swearing on this show, because I just kind of believe that if a kid tunes in, I don't want to have them hearing all the garbage. They could hear that everywhere nowadays. And so I try to kind of keep that down here. But it's just something that they might be in. I don't know. It depends on how the interview goes. I don't know. So I'm just trying to kind of picture how that stuff goes. But anyway, so I want to do interviews, and I want to do, little stuff like that, and kind of do more other stuff, not just one thing, just kind of a video of this is the Star Wars video, kind of like the one I did recently, or this is the Mario movie information, or I don't want to just do that. I'd like to talk about other subjects. I don't really like to talk about the news or the articles that I see that are kind of crappy, like news or whatever, because I think a lot of people is going to realize real soon that Disney is kind of going bankrupt and Star Wars is crumbling, and all these things that they thought they could make billions of dollars on are not making billions of dollars because they have an agenda that they're pushing into all their crap. So that stuff is, I'll leave that up to like Nerderotic and stuff like that, because those guys are a lot smarter than me, and they know how to talk about those things more in depth than I do. So that's stuff I'm just kind of looking at and going, okay, well, there's news articles that I could talk about, but I don't really like to read and stuff on the show and stuff like that. But I just kind of like to have a show where I could just talk to the community, and you guys could talk back and just tell me your feedback, and we can kind of go bouncing back and forth off each other and talk about what video games we like and what we don't like about them, and what movies we like and why we don't like movies and stuff like that. And I just want to have a community set up so that you could easily communicate with me, I could easily communicate with you, and then I could have interviews on the other side of that where there are people in the community, the nerd community or whatever, or people I find fascinating, and just kind of talk to them and kind of get their point of view on stuff. Well, this video is getting a little long. I don't want to talk forever, but that pretty much sums up everything that I'm trying to get into with this show. So I don't really know what else to say. I just tried to I'm sure this is probably pretty boring for a lot of people, but it's just something I want to put out there. Hopefully it's something that people are into. I don't know. I'm trying to grow this channel and trying to get subscribers, trying to get everything like everybody else on YouTube does. So hit that subscribe button, and if you could, like it and share it, because that's the type of stuff that I'm trying to get this thing to grow. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I can think of. I'll get back to you in another video, I guess. So thank you for watching.